I'll start from what capacity is not. It is the ability to recognize what needs to be done.
Okay.
Because in Nigeria, we have seen the most educated up to the ultimate level.
Right.
Think of 774 local government chairmen employing doctors and nurses and teachers, paying for their training. The waste management could be a concern.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now, if we begin to start from the grassroots and build up, you would find that you are passionate about the fact that we do not have a budget for drainage. And when it rains, my home is flooded.
Right.
And suddenly I'm saying, writing placards.
Yes.
Provide this support for our drainage system.
Yes.
Because we have seen that we do not have the budget to cover that service. And we spent how much on it?
A lot.
And we've had the most foreign educated, local educated, conference attending, seminar visiting, all sorts of technocrats, democrats, all the crap.
Now let's talk about these resources you have spoken about.
Yes.
In the presence of corruption, because recently local government chairmen began receiving their allocation directly. Now, in a country where corruption has eaten into the fabric of our system, how sure are we that even the resources that have been given to these local governments are being used for the purposes they are meant for? How can government ensure that there is transparency? And then there's also the citizen part. How can we hold them accountable? You know, because we don't see, and I don't see how money moves. I don't see it. And this is me who is very interested in, I'm just like, okay, we made this money from oil and other revenues, etc.
Yeah.
And that's all I hear. Because sometimes when I even go through the books of the Auditor General and what they post, what they give us, the math is not mathing. Because now we're talking about local government effectiveness. How sure are we that the money that is coming to them is being used for the purpose? How can they be held accountable from a governmental systemic point of view? And then how can we citizens hold them accountable to say, Mr. LGA, you received so hundreds of millions of naira. And this is still the state of this local government. How do we have those kind of conversations?
Remember, for a very long time, Simi, local government chairmen were appointed, not elected.
That's true.
You can't hold an appointee accountable. If I appoint you, you are accountable to me.
Absolutely.
But if the local government chairman is elected, before you get elected, you would have made certain promises, correct? You will now be held accountable if you deliver on those promises or not.
Right.
We are only now starting the process, getting used to electing local government chairmen.
That's right.
One. Visibility is another thing.
Yeah.
So there's data. There's the internet.
Yes.
There are websites that can be created. If I live in my local government, I go to my local government website. I see the Ministry of Finance. I see the revenues.
Yes.
I see the deficits. If they are borrowing, I see where they need to borrow for.
Right.
You understand where it matters, which is where certain things like taxation cannot be a federal thing. It should be a state thing through the local government. Because the local government is saying, we have a 400 million allocation per month, right? But because of our population and our local internally generated revenue, we cannot meet our ambition to spend 2 billion monthly.
Right.
This is the type of support that we need. The third thing is, if you have that visibility, you cannot begin to put pressure on your federal appointed representatives and senators to say, you know what? Why can we not control our resources? But because the foundational ingredients required for that level of conversation to occur, we are not experiencing it. A lot of these things are going to be organic.
Right.
If my local government chairman is transparent through his website, I know what he can and cannot do. And I know why that is. And we can begin to put pressure on elected reps and senators through the federal to say, these are the type of support that we require.
Right.
But when it's blanket, take 100 million. To do what? 200 million. To do what? Are we waste management could be a concern.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now, if we begin to start from the grassroots and build up, you would find that you are passionate about the fact that we do not have a budget for drainage. And when it rains, my home is flooded.
Right.
And suddenly I'm saying, writing placards.
Yes.
Providing support for our drainage system.
Yes.
Because we have seen that we do not have the budget to cover that service.
Yes.
We need to stimulate Nigerians to participate. And it's at the local government level that may begin.
Absolutely. And so when we even talk about citizen engagement, because again, and I think the advantage of living outside the country is you can compare the way things are done in developed countries, not a like for like.
Sure.
But you can see how things work and then you can, just draw in one or two things. So when I was living abroad, there was a lot of people going for public hearings.
Correct.
When anything happened that had to do with their immediate environment,
correct.
They would go for those meetings. Yes, they had things to do. They had workplaces to go to, but they make it a point of duty to say between 1 and 2. So they typically put it within the lunch period.
Sure.
Between 1 and 2, or between 12 and 1, I'm going to dash here to see what is happening here. I'm going to be a part. I'm going to contribute my best.
Yes.
And then you just see that, officers, the other day, there was a guy that was contesting to be county, chairman, so to speak, in Nigeria Palance. And he came to my flat to talk to me and ask me, what are the problems you are facing? I said, wow. So people care about what I have to say.
Of course.
Seriously. So I think that's the kind of level of engagement that needs to happen. And transparency, visibility, you've said. I should be able to go to the website. There's Newham. I was living in, East London then. Okay. So Newham County, right? So I'm in Ibadan, not East local government. I should be able to go to the website
and know what's happening
and see what is going on. Okay. So this is what, they're working on. And you hope that what they're working on is even driven by data to what people need, not what they think people need. Right? So you can see that, these are the 5 things that they're working on, but this too, I need this too. And that brings me to my next question. Engaging with them, getting them to hear your voice. It's one of the toughest things in Nigeria.
It's getting better. I'll give you an example.
Okay, let me hear it.
The newly appointed local government chairman of Agege in Lagos, came on Twitter.
Interesting.
He's someone that has a reputation. He's from a legacy political family in Lagos.
Right.
And then he came on Twitter. And then I gave him a number of things that I thought he could do. And I saw people's responses like, this makes sense. Please listen to this and listen to that.
Yes.
I think if every local government chairman had a social media person or people receiving feedback, using that feedback as the basis to influence, tweak policies, you would find that you can participate in the concept of governance through these technologies that we have.
Absolutely.
That's a good start.
Absolutely.
Now, you find that because we are still developing and evolving as a nation, not every city may be able to bring that as a resource in terms of how they engage. That's why we have community centers, community halls.
Yes.
Places and spaces where the community can speak with their councillor and their local chair.
Yes.
And that's where the job of the councillor to bring the different stakeholders within the local community, the youth group, the men group, the women group, the traders of all sorts of trade. Bring them together. Mr. Chairman, listen to my people.
Yes.
This is what they're saying. And then you take that as the ingredient for the next month or quarter or year, consistent with the vision we sold to them.
Absolutely. I'm hearing that there's a massive piece of work that needs to be done, and it's called local government reforms.
Yes.
It needs to be done. It's a project that anybody who is interested in really
you have to give
change.
credit to Tinubu for attempting to do this.
Right.
Because for a very long time, the incentives were not there.
Right.
And he's saying, get the elections done. Let's send the monies to the local government chairman.
Yes.
Let's see if we take government to the grassroots, what effect that may have. In my assessment, I believe that 774 local government chairmen can do more than one president can do. Honestly.
The spread.
So think of 774 local government chairmen employing doctors and nurses and teachers, paying for their training, building their capacity. A lot can happen in 4 years.
Absolutely. And you've mentioned capacity twice today. So let's talk a bit about capacity. What is capacity, Anyeka?
I'll start from what capacity is not.
Okay.
Capacity is not a certificate.
Okay, let's go there.
Capacity is not a certification.
Wow.
Capacity is not an institution. Capacity is the ability to recognize the levers that need to be pulled so that results that need to be achieved are achieved. I'll give you an example.
Wow.
Salespeople are easily the most important people in any country because they have targets without which they will not be rewarded.
Yes.
So what typical salespeople do is to realize that there is a target and to ask the difficult question of how do I meet this target? In answering that question, you are going to present to yourself a set of options, right? You will then select the options that are best integrated to deliver the result within the time required, right?
Right.
That is capacity.
Right.
Because in Nigeria, we have seen the most educated up to the ultimate level come into government and they are in a state of shock, stunned, frozen, unable to do anything.
Right.
So it is not any of those things that we mentioned earlier. It is the ability to recognize what needs to be done and to deploy the needed resources, whether it's financial, people, understanding, to solve a problem that is staring us in the face. We've talked about all tech for how long in this country?
Longest time.
And we spent how much on it?
A lot.
And we've had the most foreign educated, local educated, conference attending, seminar visiting, all sorts of technocrats, Democrats, all the crats.
Yeah. Wow.
So all of the things we've talked about up till now, it's someone that has that pragmatic ability to know what it takes. That is capacity. Do we have examples of people who may have done something like that in the past? The answer is yes.
Okay.
Do we need more people who are able to do it? Absolutely yes.
Absolutely.
So to summarize, capacity is the ability to deliver what is required in time. You can have someone with a primary school education,
right,
but knows how to deliver.
Whoosh.
That's what we're talking about.
Wow. That is deep and powerful. And I know that a lot of people that are hearing this will be seeing it in this light for the first time ever. Because it had been explained to a lot of us as a training, a certificate, a certification. But it's not any of those. And while those things are not wrong in themselves, if they have not built in you that ability that we have just spoken about,
you do not have capacity.
You don't have capacity.
That's the truth.
You don't have capacity.
Because I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
The men that were able to deliver Nigeria in the 60s, who were they?
Wow.
What did they know? That someone in eastern Nigeria will build Transamadi, and Awolowo would create a western Nigeria that's incredible. A Sardauna would create a northern Nigeria that had people, my God, no internet, none of these fancy things that exist nowadays. And politicians that were elected 2, 3, 4 years ago cannot point to you about an outcome that's been achieved.
Wow.
By the way, spending money is not the same as solving problems.
Of course. Of course.
We have spent, I'll use Abuja as an example. every day new roads are made, right? Okay, so you will drive quickly to a hospital that doesn't have a doctor? What? You will drive safely, safe? Can you stop at a red light at night? So we are spending money, but we are not solving problems.
Wow.
The problems are such that, I don't know if you ever heard, a few days ago, a couple went on wherever they were going to, and both of them died because a local government officer was chasing them.
Wow.
And they just died.
Oh, wow.
You know, and then you hear things around justice systems, healthcare system. Oh, we took this person to the hospital and the hospital said they didn't have gloves. And we're saying you can build roads to nowhere.
Yes. Wow.
You don't want to have a problem that will take you to the police station because you will buy the paper and buy the pen. You don't want to go to court because you have no idea if they're even going to listen.
Wow.
So we are spending money, but we are not solving problems. There is no Nigerian today that is confident that if something happened, that they would end up in a court or a hospital or a school that has the ability to address their concern.
Right.
That's where capacity lies.
Wow. 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 Okay. Now, I believe capacity is built different ways, right?
Sure.
What I'm hearing is it's not just brain knowledge, scientific knowledge, what the Greek people would call gnosis. It's not just that. It's practical knowledge, knowledge that you can translate, pragmatic
that
one.
Anyone, irrespective of their level of education, exposure, or travel, can make sense of it.
Absolutely. Now, how do we get that capacity in government?
All right. I think, for instance, that if we go back to the family, you find that food doesn't just appear. People made very specific decisions that led to very specific actions.
Absolutely.
That led to food in the kitchen. That ended up on the table.
Yes.
So children wake up and see that their parents are providing. Citizens should see that governments are also providing.
Right.
So we are not going to go into maybe someone needs to have a PhD in public policy, needs to have an MSc or advanced degree in finance. No. We are saying I should not be worried that my children may not get an education in a public school.
Wow.
We are saying I don't need to have the money for a private hospital because the government hospital is as good. The only reason that I'd go to a private facility is because it may be quicker.
Right.
Not that it may be better.
Right.
That when I go to the police station, I am convinced that the police officer will be genuinely interested in solving my problem.
Right.
Not wanting to victimize me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if we change the conversation to experiential things like that, everyone will tell you, wow, this person is delivering. This person is just talking. And I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, you did. You did. And I was also just thinking, because, a lot of people, so there are civil servants, people that are employed to work for the government. And there are people that are there by virtue of, appointments. There are also people that are there by virtue of election. Now, we have seen that there's a capacity gap in government at all levels. Now, if we wanted to propose to the government the solution to this capacity gap, what are ways in which they can go about solving that problem? People have elected who they want to elect. We are hoping they've done it based on the person's capacity, but the truth is they might not have
done it.
So if the government is saying, okay, I want to do something, I want to, because that's one of the things they did in Singapore. The best of people were working in government. So now that we want to move the country forward, and we know that capacity is instrumental in getting the country to move forward, what can they do?
Interesting question. We need to bring education to the job. It's what we call on-the-job training.
Right.
We also have to remember, for instance, that education is not only what happens in the walls of schools. Right?
Yeah.
We need to be deliberate around building people who build capacity.
Right.
Human capacity development. Education in school is only a small component of that.
That's right.
You will know better than most that corporate institutions are essentially a training ground.
Yes.
Banks will tell you that an executive trainee, an executive program.
Yes.
As you go through the different steps of this institution, you would have been trained in the culture to become an executive in this institution.
Absolutely.
So education must now be something that is seen not just primary, secondary, university, etc., but do we have a department of human resource management at the local government level that is training people to deliver, to speak, to think, to write, to propose, to argue?
Wow.
We must be deliberate in that regard. So as a local government boss, I have maybe 2 or 3% of my budget on training.
Yeah.
Instead of sending 30 people to US, I can bring 2 people from US
and
to
bring
Nigeria.
them here.
We can be creative.
Yes.
We can be innovative.
Yes.
Like you've said, we've elected the people we've elected.
Yes.
The system has recruited the people it has recruited. But we now need to have a human capacity development system.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And because I'm someone who has worked in the training space, I really do understand that. Because even when I started working in one of the world's leading financial institutions, there was a training we went through. And they were not teaching us what they already taught us in school.
Correct.
Nobody's wasting time doing that. Because what you would do on the job might not even have anything to do with what you start. They literally recruit people knowing that you have a certain level of intelligence.
Sure.
So we're not going back to teaching you what is A plus B plus C, how to write.
Yes.
There's a basic level. So we will assume that in the civil service recruitment, they've done that. We assume that in people electing their officials, they've looked at their capacity. Now, when people come into, don't let them just resume office and then we assume that they know what they are doing or they know what they need to do. They need to go through a process. 2-3 weeks of pragmatic problem solving. Pragmatic value creation. Understanding Ibadan Northeast local government. History. Problems being faced. People. Problems. Data. What people have complained about. So let them go through that 3 weeks of immersion. These are the things that are likely to stand against you. These are things you need to be aware of. This is what the people are dealing with. Insecurity. These people living in this expressway, there's a lot of attack from robbers. You are coming with knowledge of how to move things forward. That gives you a leverage to start gliding on.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So, which is why the conversation around capacity excites me a lot.
Absolutely.
Because again, our length experience, we have seen all sorts of people in different layers and levels of government. But the complaints we had growing up are the complaints we have today. So the way we talk about capacity now needs to be different.
Absolutely.
If you are not solving problems, you do not have capacity.
Wow.
We need to be bold to make that conclusion. Capacity then is the ability to solve problems.
Wow. Profound stuff. I love it. Now let's talk about tracking progress. Because I think that's also very key.
Critical.
Monitoring, evaluation, learning. Some people had that. There are a lot of fancy names, impact assessment. But really, we want to track progress. What are effective ways you think progress can be tracked, especially on a local government level and even beyond?
I'm going to use an illustration of food.
Right.
If we wanted to make egusi, what do we need?
Okay, let me bring my egusi skills here. So if it's egusi the way Yoruba people cook it, you need palm oil.
Good.
You need the egusi seed itself.
Good.
You need onion.
Good.
You need red bell pepper or tatase.
Good.
You need rojo.
Great.
Crayfish.
Great.
And stockfish.
Yes.
Pomo.
Yes. So now you have mentioned 7 things.
Right.
Where will you get those 7 things?
Markets.
Excellent.
Go and buy it.
So you would, in addition to first understanding the ingredients, right? You recognize that you need to go to the market.
Yes.
The next step is to have an estimate in your mind. You know how much it will cost. You have raised the money. Isn't it?
Yes.
What I'm mentioning to you are what we call milestones.
Wow.
So when you tell someone that you are going to eat egusi for dinner, the way to make that person understand that you are making progress so that they will have egusi for dinner is to say, you know what? Since we are going to have egusi, I have identified step 1, the ingredients that are required.
Right.
I am going to go to Lugbe market by 3:00. Yes. To go and buy it. It will cost 7,000 naira to buy these things that I have mentioned. It will cost me 2,000 to get there. Right. I will probably be there for an hour. I should be back in 90 minutes. Time. You are giving this person steps that you are making to ensure that you get to the egusi. Wow. What we don't do in our politics of today is to unpack these milestones. Right. So that I'm President XYZ. I told you are going to eat egusi by 3:00, right? These are the 7 things that we've identified. Are there other ingredients you would like to see in your egusi? You say yes, or you say no, this is fine. Oh, we also know that is amount of money. Yeah. You are informing your people. Yes. They know that you are taking steps that will end up in egusi. I like saying this, that as a visionary, you must understand the milestones that lead to the end product. Wow. And communicate each milestone as they are ticked off. Wow. So that people know you are progressing. That is so true. Go on to mention what it has taken to achieve each of the milestones. Yeah. But when you listen to our politicians, they are ranting off, speaking off, and delivering nothing. You see. They are not telling us steps determined to end up at the end. Wow. We must learn to communicate our vision. Absolutely. Identify milestones. Yes. So that as we go on the journey, people have the confidence that this leader is on his way to the destination. That is powerful. That is powerful. And there's something that popped in my mind when you said that, Anyekan. And that is, do you think that the level of literacy of the citizens is why we are not demanding for accountability from governments? Because how many people really are literate enough to visit a website and make sense of what has been put there? So 2 questions, it's a pregnant question. Number 1, is it the literacy level of the citizens? Then number 2, given what we have now, the different classes of literacy, how can we still demand accountability and hold government accountable for their promises? The lack of capacity in this country is underestimated. Not many people know how low the capacity level is. Wow. Yes. Which is why you do not see the anxiety in government. You don't sense the urgency in government. It is true that lack of capacity may have been weaponized and is serving their interest. But you have to remember that the world is moving ahead. That's right. And the gap is increasing every year. Absolutely. And if you are going to have a viable society that can compete, you must then build capacity. That's true. We have largely strong local ethnic capacity. Right. We need a mechanism to constantly transmit that. Okay. There's also capacity of an ever-changing world. We need to curate all of those and find a way to introduce our people to them. Because 40 years ago, China wasn't where it is today. You see. Their leaders curated global knowledge and equipped them to execute based on that.
Right.
So for us as a people, capacity is not where it should be. And capacity is driven by vision. Do we want a consuming nation or a producing nation?
Right.
A consuming nation is a nation of bellies. A producing nation is a nation of minds.
Wow.
If we are going to build a productive nation, back to the human capacity development thing, that has to also come to the fore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There was a second part of the question I may not have remembered.
Yeah, so the second part is now, given what we have,
Yes.
the capacity is low, literacy levels are low, etc. But
How
people
can they
still
engage?
need to engage the government. How do we
I
hold
did
them
mention
accountable?
earlier that certain local governments are going to have different channels of engagement.
Yes.
Governments must desire to be engaged.
Yes. That point.
In our
Yes.
context,
We are the ones striving to get from them.
government must demonstrate that they want people to come to them.
Yes.
So, how many government websites are functional? How many government social media handles are functional?
You see.
How desperate is government to hear from people? I'll give you an example. The federal government recently withdrew its 15% tax on imported petrol. You know why that happened? They didn't engage.
Wow.
Because if you engage, you would have received feedback. You would not have gone on to announce a policy only to step back on the policy, which is something that has happened
too
a
many
number of
times.
So government must desire to be engaged. Just like people on social media are actively looking for people to engage with them. Government must genuinely, not piecemeal, not set up a lousy conference and call all your friends to come and hail you.
Yes,
you
and
must
wear the same dress. Ashwebi.
I hate that concept.
And sing.
Yes. Everybody's carrying brooms or umbrellas or forks or something. No. It's not a political rally. It is a conversation. And it is better that local government chairmen begin it. Because it is the level where it's meaningful to people
That's right.
that we will drive it.
That's right.
Government must desire to engage and be engaged.
Wow.
That is the approach that may be missing.
That's true.
People are chasing government. Government in our context, must chase after the people.
Absolutely. Wow. I am hoping that this episode goes to everybody in government.
I hope so.
Everybody in government, because this is not even a we against them conversation.
No, this
is pragmatic, practical solutions we are talking about here. This is solutions we are presenting, we are proposing. These are things that if they take a step back and look at it and say that these people are saying something, let us take this forward.
Absolutely.
Let us engage them further.
Yes.
Honestly, we will see the needle move forward.
Quickly,
every Nigerian
also,
will be able to say that, no,
there's a difference.
This is what the
Yes,
government
I've not
is
noticed
doing.
this before.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely. And re-election is not hard if government is delivering.
People
if a particular administration is.
Yes, they're desperate for people who are delivering.
Absolutely.
They will vote for you.
Absolutely.
They will pray for you. They will sing your praise.
Absolutely.
But in this case, they will mean it. They've not been paid or coerced.
Absolutely.
They are looking at the changes and they're saying, wow.
Yes. Let him do it. Let her do it.
Continue.
Not
sycophancy.
Wow.
Because if a government is delivering, you don't need elected officials coming to sing your song for you.
Of course, now.
Let the people express their gratitude.
Oosh.
Let them be thankful.
Oosh.
You would find that public or elected or appointed people will be busy looking to deliver even more. Because the nations that we ought to be competing with are leaving us behind.
You see.
Brazil.
You see.
Russia.
You see.
India.
You see.
China.
You see.
They are going faster than we are collectively catching up.
Wow.
At an individual level, you will find one or two superstars in a country as big as Nigeria, but that is not the goal.
No, it's not the goal.
Carry
If three governors out of
along.
36.
That's a waste of time.
You see. Wow. Profound. We are gradually coming to the end of this, and I don't want it to end. We definitely would love to host you again. We will be so honored, because this has been such a very insightful conversation. And let me just say that I celebrate and just appreciate the level of introspection that it has taken you, and the level of just looking at things, bringing in your experience from the private sector, development sector, policy, to come up with these brilliant ideas.
We have to trust what we see and try to understand it.
Absolutely.
Because if we do the due diligence to think and reflect and understand, then perhaps we may be able to deliver in the way that most people want to see.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Still 2 more questions before we then come to the final curtain close.
Yes.
So let us assume that we have a government in place that wants to do all the right things.
Yes.
And this is not even being critical to the current government. The truth is that if we take a step back, in different ways, they are pushing the tides of progress. They are doing what they can.
Yes.
Yes. But now they have come to the point of, we want radical change. We want to move, the force that moves something forward from 0 to 1, as you have said.
Yes.
What are the top 3 or 4 things that you think they need to do? They need to resolve, that if we're able to put 1, 2, 3, 4 in place, the needle will indeed move from 0 to 1.
Simi, we've not really had the opportunity to talk about our judiciary in a focused manner.
Yeah.
But if politicians have the discipline to take their hands off their neck, and the judiciary players themselves, the lawyers, the judges, and the staff are led and guided by the desire to serve, it could be an incredibly catalytic moment for the nation.
Right.
The criminal justice system and the judiciary in this nation. They say perception is reality.
Absolutely.
If we fix that, 1. 2 is the integrity of our elections.
Right. That's another one. Right.
If we give people the confidence and build the election infrastructure, that, don't worry, come. You will be able to vote for your candidate.
Yeah.
You will be able to vote in an environment where you are not threatened.
Yeah.
And we have created a system where your vote will count. That could be an incredibly powerful
game changer
moment for this nation.
Wow.
Yes. Number 3, if we have the ambition to dare to look at our constitution and say, although we have written "we the people," go back and look at what we have and say, let's empower the states a bit more. The center has too much power. Let the center's priority be defense, right?
Yeah.
Let the center's priority be infrastructure at a national level. Let it be the ambition to go to the moon. Those national aspirational goals. And let the states and the local government begin to deal with roads and bridges and schools and etc. If our constitution can unshackle our regions, development may be quicker.
Right.
Finally, Simi, you can tell that Nigeria may not have a global vision. And that may be a problem.
Absolutely.
So my fourth and final point would be,
Yeah.
let's have a global perspective.
Right.
Let us desire to be the nation that will lead Africa into a competitive world where Africa would have to scratch its head before thinks of doing anything to Africa. Where America would say, Africa don't strong. You know, where Russia will say, well, let us treat Africa with the respect. You know, people will not just respect you. You have to be respectable.
Absolutely.
So if we have that vision that we want to be a respectable continent, we as Nigerians must nurse the ambition to want to be a globally competitive nation.
Wow. Just give me your final words. While we all just take this away and think about it and watch it over and over again.
Final words.
Yes, please.
Final words. I am incredibly optimistic about the nation.
Right.
Nigeria and Nigerians have demonstrated that they have incredible ability to innovate, to execute, and to influence.
Absolutely.
If we harness all of the resources that we know that we have, if we can scale this critical tipping point of that leader that can inspire 36 governors and 774 local government chairmen. Japan did it in 40 years. China did it in 40 years.
Right.
Singapore did it in 40 years.
Yeah.
Nigeria may create a new record in 25 years.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Whoosh! Deep, that was powerful. Thank you for spending time with us.
I enjoyed this.
And honestly, we will have to do this again. There has to be a part 2.
I enjoyed this.
Thank you so much and looking forward to hosting you again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.